When you scroll through a dozen Floodlight camera listings, the pictures all look sleek, the specs shout 2K video, 2000 lumen light, AI detection, and it's easy to imagine a flawless nighttime watchtower for your porch. The reality most buyers hit is a camera that either flickers on the Wi-Fi, blurs faces in low light, or sends a flood of false alerts that drown out anything useful. I've spent the last few weeks swapping out a couple of older ring lights for the eufy security floodlight camera E340 kit, and I'm here to share the moments that made me either sigh with relief or mutter maybe I should have kept the old one. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the hesitation most people feel is understandable. A floodlight camera is a big-ticket item, and you're not just buying a lens, you're buying a permanent part of your home's security ecosystem. If the device is a nightmare to set up, you'll spend more time tinkering than actually feeling safe. If the video quality collapses the moment the sun sets, the whole 24/7 peace of mind promise evaporates. And if the price tag doesn't translate into a genuine reduction in false alarms, you're basically paying for a glorified night light. The E340 bundle ships with 4 cameras and a HomeBase S380 hub. Each unit is a dual-camera module, one wide-angle lens for general coverage and a secondary, higher-resolution lens that can capture 2K to 3K video, depending on the setting you choose. The HomeBase acts as a local storage hub, so you're not forced into a monthly cloud subscription, which is a plus for anyone who likes to keep their footage under their own roof. Installation is where many floodlights trip up, and this kit tries to make that part painless. The mounting brackets are pre-drilled for standard 2-inch screws, and the included power cable runs straight to a standard 120V outlet, no need for a separate transformer. I was able to get the first camera up in about 15 minutes, mostly because the manual leans heavily on clear diagrams rather than dense technical jargon. The HomeBase plugs into a router via an Ethernet cable and then syncs wirelessly with each floodlight. If you're comfortable with a basic Wi-Fi setup, you'll find the process straightforward. If you've never touched a networked device before, give yourself an extra half hour to read the on-screen prompts. Speaking of Wi-Fi, the kit supports both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands, and it even lists Wi-Fi 6 compatibility. In my house, the 5 GHz signal is a little weaker out on the driveway, but the cameras automatically fell back to 2.4 GHz without dropping the feed. That stability mattered when I tested the motion alerts from the backyard at night. No missed frames, no buffering. The only hiccup I noticed was a brief reconnect blink when my router rebooted, but the camera resumed streaming within seconds, which is a decent recovery time for a device that's supposed to be always on. Daytime performance is where the dual-lens design shines. The wide-angle lens gives you a roughly 140-degree view, enough to see someone walking up the walkway, while the second lens zooms in to capture facial details. I tested it by having a friend walk past the front door at a normal pace. The app displayed a clear, color-accurate video that let me read a license plate from about 8 feet away. The autofocus was quick. Within a second it locked onto the moving subject, and it didn't hunt after a few seconds as cheaper models sometimes do. Low light behavior is the real litmus test for any security camera, and the Floodlight's 2000 lumen LED does more than just glare away intruders. The light is adjustable in 3 zones, low, medium, and high, which you can set to turn on automatically when motion is detected after sunset. When I set it to medium, the camera captured a clear, well-lit video of a cat prowling near the side gate. The high lumen setting is bright enough to act as a deterrent. Anyone approaching sees a sudden, blinding flash that makes it uncomfortable to linger. However, the brightness can be a double-edged sword. If you have close-by windows, the floodlight can spill into the neighbor's living room, which might be a nuisance if you're in a tightly packed subdivision. The AI detection that eufy touts people, animals, and vehicles works better than the marketing hype suggests, but it's not infallible. In my tests, the system correctly identified a human walking a dog 95% of the time. The occasional false positive came from a passing jogger whose shadow triggered a person alert, which is something to expect with any motion-based system. What matters is that the app lets you customize the sensitivity and even set zones so you can ignore motion that occurs behind a fence or a garden shed. That level of granularity helps keep the notification stream from turning into noise. One of the biggest draws of the bundle is the HomeBase. It stores up to 30 days of footage locally, which means you don't need a continuous cloud subscription to retrieve video after an event. The HomeBase also serves as a hub for